but we're gods. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah! We're sick of hearing about little people's little problems!
Watch your tone, boy. You are too quick to temper. You are rash, insubordinate, and out of control. This will not stand. You will honor your mother and abandon this path you have chosen. It is not too late. We are here because of you, boy. Never forget that.
He's beaten, Father. Not a threat. This is our story.
No. This is your story.
What's up, guys? I'm back and I'm going to be making videos about the future of God of War until the next game comes out. So I hope you guys enjoy. But in this video we are going to be talking about Atreus. Will he destroy the 9 realms or will he save the 9 realms? In this video I will be talking about some heavy spoilers, and of course the first big spoiler is that Atreus is Loki. That was revealed at the end of the game. Now Loki himself has a big part in Ragnarok. Loki is the father and spawns both the Midgard serpent and the mighty wolf Fenrir. Fenrir spawns his own children, Skadi and Hedi, and both of them eat the sun and the moon respectively. The world serpent is destined to kill Thor in Ragnarok, and Loki uses Hel's army as a way to fight against Odin's army, the soldiers in Valhalla. Now I know the first thing that pops into your head, we already seen the world serpent in game. However, according to Mimir, that his theory is that the world serpent that we're seeing in the game is actually from the future. That the world serpent's battle with Thor in Ragnarok was so fierce, so powerful, that the serpent actually got knocked back in time. Kratos and Atreus immediately discarded this as just a story and it's not true. However, Mimir seemed very clear.
Mimir, what else did the serpent tell you when he spoke? Kinda sounded important.
I'm sure it's nothing. He just said the boy seemed familiar to him.
Me? That's impossible.
Well, I quite agree. Unless, perhaps, he refers to something yet to be. It is said that when Jormungandr and Thor battle at Ragnarok, their clash so violently shakes the tree of life that it splinters, casting the serpent backward through time, even before his own birth.
What?
That is madness.
Well, I did say not to concern yourself.
So Mimir really believes that the world serpent could have been knocked back in time before its own birth. If you remember, there is a section in the wall where Kratos is looking at himself. Zooming in at this picture, it seems that Kratos is injured and that Atreus is spitting out some type of snake. Is this the birth of the world serpent? Is this how the world serpent actually comes into being? After Atreus sees Kratos hurt and Atreus unable to control himself, spitting out the world serpent. I made a separate video on that and I'll link it on the top part of your screen now. Now let's talk about Fenrir. Fenrir in Ragnarok eats Odin and gives birth to Skull and Hedi, who eat the sun and the moon. Now the only proof of his existence is going to the wall at the end of the game. Everything on this wall has already come true, or is destined to come. However, there is actually a little image on the wall that is somewhat hidden that shows Atreus walking alongside 3 wolves. Is it possible that these 3 wolves could be Skadi, Hedi, as well as Fenrir? It's very interesting stuff. However, smaller evidence points to the area at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the game, as you're going through the beginning of the journey, you can see statues of wolves around the forest area. If you remember, Kratos' wife already knows the future, so perhaps her choosing the location to settle around all these wolf statues could be a reference of something to come. And the final piece of smaller evidence is when, at the beginning of the game as well, when you kill the 2 wolves in the secret area, Atreus makes a remark sympathizing with the wolves.
What?
The wolves, they weren't mean. They were starving.
Yes, I imagine they were.
Again, these are smaller references, I know, but the one with the painting is not there for no reason at all, especially if the wall is talking about the future specifically. So could these three references, you have the statues in the forest, Atreus sympathizing with wolves, and of course, on the wall that predicts the future, you see Atreus walking alongside three wolves. Perhaps this is all we need for proof of Fenrir's existence in probably the next game or later on down the line. So for a quick recap, we already covered the major players of Ragnarok, which was Jormungandr, Fenrir, as well as Skull and Hades. Now that we talked about the major players, let's talk about the three signs of Ragnarok. The three signs of Ragnarok is 1. The death of Baldur, which already happened in the game. 2. A winter that lasts 3 years, as we saw at the end of the game as well. And the third and final sign of Ragnarok is Skadi and Hades eating the sun and the moon, and we already discussed that. So those are the three signs. So it's safe to say that Ragnarok is not only destined to happen, but it will happen in the next game probably. The final thing we need to discuss is why would Atreus declare war on the Aesir gods and start Ragnarok? There are two possibilities that I see. The first possibility is that his true evil side, the god complex side of him, finally takes over and he becomes the god of mischief, owning the title that Loki is known for. Maybe he feels he truly can do whatever he wants, and he might even do it for revenge, considering that most of the giants in the world are dead, and he might want revenge on Odin. And if you think about it, this theory is probably not too far off. Remember, the only reason he came back to his original self was because he saw how he was acting. But what if they never travel to that realm and he can actually see the way he's been acting and apologize for his actions? What if he stayed that way forever? We already see that he would have gone as far as to attack Kratos himself because he shot Kratos with an electric arrow. He killed Thor's son simply because Thor's son said something about Atreus' mother, and Atreus didn't like it and wanted revenge simply for that. Kratos had no control over Atreus. What if Atreus grows as strong as Kratos and he gets that complex, evil side of him? Things may not turn out well for the whole world, actually. The other way I see it is that he's doing it for good, for peace, in order to save the 9 realms from the wrath of the Aesir gods. Odin went as far as to kill most of the giants in the world just so Ragnarok won't happen. And perhaps right after that, Kratos goes through some injury, perhaps an injury related to the picture of him we saw on the wall. And without Kratos' guidance, Atreus attacks the Aesir gods, declaring war on them and starting and causing Ragnarok, the end of the world. Throughout the journey, every single time Tyr's name was mentioned, Atreus talked about him like he was the king of all gods, that he was the savior of everybody. Atreus really wanted to be just like Tyr. However, Tyr traveled the land and traveled to different mythologies and gained peace and knowledge through there. However, Atreus may see it as the only way to gain peace in the world is to attack the Aesir gods and get rid of them, opposite from Tyr. Now those are the two reasons I see why Atreus may want to start and go through with Ragnarok, ending the gods. However, there's actually a chance it won't happen. Remember what Kratos says, that the future is not written, and that the only thing Odin and Kratos agree on is the fact that time itself is not written in stone and it can be changed, that destiny and fate can be rewritten in the way that you want to. So there is a chance that Odin and Kratos are right and that Mimir and Atreus are wrong. Mimir and Atreus believe Ragnarok is gonna happen. Kratos and Odin believe that you can change the future into whatever you want. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Ragnarok is going to happen? Do you think Atreus is gonna start Ragnarok? Do you think that we'll see Fenrir in the next game? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next God of War theory. Deuces.